Hi, and welcome to the Unfertile to Unfiltered podcast, a space where we talk honestly about infertility, motherhood, and the wild, beautiful, heartbreaking, and hilarious journey of being a woman.
We're your hosts, Simona
and Vicki,
two friends who have walked through IVF, loss, exhaustion, joy, and everything in between.
We started this podcast because we know what it feels like to search for stories that sound like yours and come up empty. We wanted to create the kind of space we needed, one where nothing is off limits and no experience is ever too messy to talk about.
You'll hear us talk about the parts no one warns you about, the hormone shots, the baby showers after miscarriage, feeling lost in motherhood, and trying to remember who you are underneath it all.
We'll also bring on guests, experts, moms, and women with stories you won't forget to help all of us feel a little more seen and a little less alone.
This is a space for honesty, for healing, and for humor, because if we don't laugh through this stuff sometimes, we might cry forever.
So grab your cup of something, coffee, wine, your third reheated tea, and settle in.
This is Unfertile to Unfiltered, and we are so glad that you're here.
Hello.
Hi.
We're together. We're together. And we are at episode 12.
Oh my God, I cannot believe that.
We literally were just like, whoa, what is that? Like 12 episodes. I feel like it just zooms by when you're genuinely having fun.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, yeah. And like that hiatus and then filming our last episode, it was like, oh,
it was re-energizing.
Yes.
It was re-energizing for sure.
Really good.
I agree with that. But like we just celebrated Thanksgiving. How was your Thanksgiving?
It was really good. It was so nice just to like slow down.
Yeah. Agreed.
And have, watch the parade on the TV.
Okay, wait. The parade. Can we talk about the parade?
That was so many levels, so many good things.
Oh my gosh, let me just tell you, if you are a millennial,
yes,
those were all your club hits.
Oh my God, I was on the treadmill and I was like, is Shaggy on right now? Is this for real?
Busta? Where was Busta coming from? I was like, Busta, get
amazing.
There.
And Jewel was on there too. I was like, hold on.
These were flashbacks to some of the most emotional music I listened to in my like teen years.
Middle school, high school. Yeah. Oh my God. I was like, yes.
And Jewel looks amazing still.
She hasn't aged.
I know.
Not one bit.
But can we just talk about how when Busta was like, I mean, listen, I heard that like everything is lip synced during the parade. This is what I've heard for the most part.
I heard that too.
Maybe this is controversial. I don't know. But I heard that they're mostly lip synced. And when Busta was like going through his, at one point I just saw him going like, and I was like, either you're that good and words still sound good, or you were clearly lip syncing. But I was just like, I was texting my college roomies being like, guys, these are club mixes that we used to dance to. I loved it.
It was amazing.
I loved it. It was amazing. I agree. I agree.
Back in the day, Thanksgiving Eve, would we be out dancing and drinking? And then it was like, now fast forward to we're almost 40 and we're dancing on Thanksgiving morning to the parade in our robes.
Oh my gosh, yes. Oh my gosh, I was busting some moves. I said, Paige, this is how we get down.
And then K-pop came on. Oh my God.
Did your daughter lose it?
We lost it. Oh my God. She was busting out her moves.
So good.
And I heard, obsessed. I heard that they might go on tour.
Stop it.
I'm buying tickets. I will buy tickets.
I
will take her. I will be that mom.
You know what? My daughter and I have we in our family, no one has yet to see it. Even my nephews, because like I don't think they'd probably get into it anyways. But like, it's so funny because she's heard some kids sing the song.
Yeah.
At like preschool, and I'm like, oh, and so she'll be like, oh, this is so and so's song or whatever, and I'm like, okay, so we'll like listen to it, but she makes up her own words because she doesn't know it, so it's cute. Like, it's really adorable. She's really stinking cute. I always say that. I'm like, she's really stinking cute. So, anyways, holidays.
Yes.
This is like a good conversation because we were just talking about kind of like gearing ourselves up, like physically in our last episode, we were talking about like the certain things, right? Yeah. Like what you've gone through physically, my recent cold, which like does not compare to what you had gone through recently.
Still.
But it felt awful. It felt awful.
Like the older we get, any illness like takes us down.
But I was going to say like emotionally, right? Because I have an appreciation for the holidays now. It's almost kind of like a sandwich, right? Where it's like growing up, I loved the holidays.
Yes.
But then when I like got married, and then when I got like past like into that zone where people start asking you a lot of questions post marriage, I remember, especially during our fertility, being like, oh, this is not as enjoyable. Like,
No.
not as enjoyable.
Not at all.
So when you think of the holidays and fertility and all of the above, what were the things that you were asked the most, especially around like holiday tables?
It was always around gatherings.
Yeah.
And I feel like there's like the 2-year mark for anything. Like,
Agreed.
you've been dating for 2 years, the questions start popping. So when do you think he's going to pop the question? Are you guys going to get married?
Yeah.
Blah, 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 blah. You get married.
Yes.
2 years of marriage. Are you going to have kids? When are you going to have kids?
Yeah.
What do you think?
I agree.
There's like that expectation from society
Yes.
and traditions, old traditions, whatever it may be, whatever you want to call it. I feel like it's like a 2-year marker for anything.
Yes.
For us, it was when my son was close to turning 2, when the questions started happening, when we were already trying, we were in the middle of already trying, you know, quote unquote, naturally. And it wasn't going anywhere. And he turned 3. And then we, you know, we're in the diagnosis of infertility and constant questions.
Yes.
Where family and friends and even coworkers ask questions. Some mean well.
Sure.
Not all of them.
Yeah.
Not all of them. But they mean well. They want to know. But it's just a question, whether they mean well or not, the question just kind of like zings you.
I agree with you.
Hits you in your gut.
I agree.
Especially when you are trying for years, going through treatment.
Yep.
You just had failed treatments, a failed cycle, or lost an embryo, or had a miscarriage. Like, that is like the hardest. And I know like a lot of friends, even like around this time, like around Thanksgiving, our first embryo transfer was a week before Thanksgiving, the 21st, November 21st.
Wow.
And so going through Thanksgiving dinner with family, you know, at that point, I think we were telling our families just like, we did the process, but don't ask questions. But it was still just like that silence there. There's always that tense feeling. And then that embryo failed. But I know another friend who, you know, had such a difficult road.
Yeah.
And they were pregnant with twins and they had lost them. And it was before Thanksgiving and they had tried to go and they left. They had to leave early just because I think at that Thanksgiving gathering, I think one of the family members announced they were pregnant.
So tough. It's so tough. And I think it's so tough because you're like, I'm in this experience, and this experience is actually meant to kind of feel more like selfish, more like self-focused, right? And like, it's so hard because there's that whole concept of, I don't want to be selfish, right? During this time and make it about me, but it's hard not to do that. It is hard when you're like, oh, here's relatives coming through and being like, we're pregnant again, or, you know, we're getting married, or whatever it is. And you're just like, wait, but like, when is it my time, right? Why is this happening to us? And so I totally get that. I think that that is something that like, every human being, whether it's fertility or whatever it might be, like when other people have things that feel like they are, I'm going to use the word like advancing, but yet like you are also looking to do the same thing and it's not happening as easily.
Right.
That's so challenging, right? Because I think we could even say that for people who are like looking for relationships and they're like, here's this person and we went to high school together and here they are and they're getting married and I'm having a tough time just even finding someone to date. Yes.
Absolutely. Yeah. It could be with any, you know, traditional expectations like milestones, but yeah, it's very difficult if somebody gets engaged. Like the holidays are always a time where people celebrate extra. And like get super excited, a proposal or announcement or whatever it might be. And so I feel like in the back of our minds and people who are still, you know, trying to get pregnant or looking for a relationship or anything like that, it's just heightened.
It is.
Everything is heightened.
Everything.
And like, you know, it's, you know, emotional too. It's so emotional.
Yeah, I agree with you.
But yeah, it just makes it really difficult. And like I actually talk about it in my book, like how emotional it is, how you have to take that. I think that self-care piece comes into play, like saying no. Like if
Sure.
you don't think you can handle it, you don't go.
Agreed.
And that might be hard for everybody else, but if it protects your peace, it's what you got to do.
I agree with you. I think that there were definitely, when we were going through fertility, and like, it's not just like, it was not just my sister, it wasn't just even friends, like, it was like extended family, it was
Yeah.
cousins, it was whomever. There was a part of me that was like, I have to say no to this because it was the protection of the peace, but also because like I wanted to also preserve some of those relationships and not have like my reaction or my own hormonal moods or whatever it was that I was
Right.
kind of going through at that time to also impact those relationships, right? Because like, you can sometimes look back, like I even look back at sometimes like certain friendships that I had like when I was going through fertility and they were like getting pregnant. And listen, I'm the first one to say like I'm a therapist, but I'm human first. And it was like, I felt salty. I did. I
Yeah.
felt like salty. It was like, I was so happy for them, but I also didn't know how to be truly, genuinely happy for them.
Yeah.
I think that that was something that like at some point, even before I got pregnant with my daughter, I did a lot of healing work around to be like, I can still hold space for my emotions, but and hold space for their beautiful experiences, right? And it doesn't have to directly impact me, even though like it does, right? Like it is still impacting me, but like I don't have to hold on to it for like months or, days. Like I can almost kind of like mindful, like I'm acknowledging the emotion, I'm acknowledging what it is, and then I'm moving through it, right?
Yeah.
And that's how I'm like kind of living my life, I think, more and more these days.
Yeah.
Versus not,
Absolutely. And I feel like too, it sometimes can hit us even now, even like years later. Um, you still feel those emotions sometimes too.
Oh, sure.
Like, it's pretty difficult. And I was going to say too, even those gatherings, whether it's like a family function or a holiday party for work too, right? I
Sure.
remember also like when you were on certain medications, you couldn't have alcohol. You couldn't do certain
Oh, I
exercises.
don't remember that.
Oh, freaking remember.
I think I was like, wait, you want me to have more alcohol on these? I'll have more alcohol on these. If I need to emotionally, I will do it. But yes, I remember the workouts. And actually, I remember sometimes I was still, and I was not good. I was in the sense of like, I was still probably doing certain workouts that I probably shouldn't have. And I remember actually doing like, I think it was like a Russian twist or something. And I remember being like, oh my gosh, did I just like pop my ovary? And I didn't. But even still, it was like this moment of just like you felt it, right? Because you get so bloated. And it's something that even now, as like a woman who is like navigating like hormones and being on HRT, like I definitely will still be like, oh, like I feel more bloated because I'm on like certain protocol right now with my HRT or whatever it is. And it's just like, oh, that deadlift doesn't feel as great today. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. Like I just remember, I think it was IVF meds. Definitely, maybe even IUI, because that's when the medications would become more.
Yes.
They would become more intense.
Yes.
But you couldn't do the certain workouts because of like ovarian dysfunction. Like your ovaries would grow so big. You could feel how big they were.
Yeah.
If you were to do any intensive workouts or, twists or something like that, or running, you could twist your ovaries and that could cause
permanent damage.
Yeah, permanent damage.
Yes.
Painful.
Extremely.
And like you said, when you did something, I remember one time it was in the summer, we were riding our bikes down the shore and I went to go get off of my bike and something got caught. I felt back. And it was right after, it was during our IUI and I was already on this meds and we were supposed to do it, I think like the next week. And I hurt myself and I just started sobbing. I was like, oh my God, that's it. I messed it up. I'm done. Because it was painful. And John was like, relax, it's going to be okay. Like, and part of you just has to be like, okay, this is what happened. This is what it is. But like, how you can't do that in the moment.
No, totally.
It's so stressful.
Totally.
It didn't work out, obviously. But
yeah.
But like you think about every little thing too that you do. But like going back to like the alcohol too, like I remember you couldn't drink on certain medications, but then that just gave people ammunition to ask more questions.
True.
Where I remember being at a friend's party, a holiday party, and I was sitting there drinking a bottle of water while everybody else was drinking, because I think at that point, I was like close to a year on the treatments, and I was so far into it. I was so numb. I was so angry. I was like, I'm done pretending, where I'm going to pretend sipping a glass of wine when I'm not really drinking it. I was going to drink this water.
Yeah.
But then that opened up to, multiple people saying, someone pregnant? Someone pregnant?
Which is the worst, right? Which I would say is like something like, don't assume, right? Like it kind of goes back to that old saying of like, do you remember this? Like, when you assume, you make an ass out of you and me. Yes.
Yeah, totally.
Not the like classiest way to say it, but like it's true. You know what I mean? Like you sit there being like, when we assume, you really are setting yourself up to like hurt, and not like intentionally, but it's just like, it's real. It's real. It's hurtful.
It's so hurtful, because you don't know what people are going through. Maybe they're not going through treatments and they're choosing not to have children too. That's an option too.
Totally.
Like some people might not want to.
Yes.
They want to have a childless life. That's okay.
Yeah.
And I think like it's changed a lot too. Like, and people are getting, married or not married. Maybe they just have a partner. They're choosing not to get married. Like, there's so many different things that are going on that are non-traditional.
I agree with you.
Nowadays, which is good. Things are changing, but it's just like I feel like our elders more understanding and have a little more awareness.
I agree with you.
Of, not asking those questions, understanding that times are changing. Like, this is not, traditional things are not always the case.
Never. I mean, I don't really know what is traditional anymore. Do you know what I mean?
True.
Like,
that's a valid
even
point.
when I think of like traditions, right? Like if you, excuse me, even go into like the whole piece of like the holidays and certain traditions and things like that. Like, I feel like our traditions are always shifting and changing, right? Like, it's so funny. I was having a conversation with somebody the other day, and they were like, if you think about like what we experienced growing up as kids, I feel like the tree, like getting the tree was like the biggest deal.
Yeah.
But then there wasn't like all these like different hay rides or like events or like certain things that now, like, I'm like, oh, there's this tree lighting, there's this now, there's that. And you just like sit there being like, wow, like these kids are exposed to so many different traditions now that like I don't feel like we had, right? Like our traditions were like, you get the tree and now you like light a fire at night, or like it was just a simpler, kind of quieter time. So like I don't think there's anything that's like traditional anymore. And family systems don't look traditional, right? Like blended.
Right. Absolutely.
Right? Like it's a ton there. It's a ton. Speaking of trees, you're getting your tree today.
Yeah. I was gonna say, we used to just show up at the farm. No, you can't just show up at the farm. And you can't just show up. You're going to Jones. Anybody who is in the tri-state area, Jones Tree Farm.
Yep.
No, you have to make a reservation. I don't get it. It's like,
it's so true.
We're going to make a reservation. We got one.
It's so true. It's so true. We went to a tree farm yesterday and we didn't have a reservation, but we had to drive like 45 minutes away from here to get that tree. And let me just tell you, like, it's a good tree. I'm not gonna lie, like, it is actually a good tree. Well, no, last year, I won't mention the name of the tree farm, but last year, but I told you about it. Last year, you could just breathe close to our tree and the pine needles came down. It was actually a laughing joke in my family. That literally on Christmas Day, it was such a blanket of pine needles at the bottom that I literally said, we opened up the presents and I said, let's gut this tree. Let's get this out of the house because I just want to be able to actually clean. We all know with a real tree, you can never get those pine needles out. Once they get into your rug, forget about it.
They're still in my mom's rug from like when I was a child. Like, don't walk barefoot in her family room. That's the rule.
It's so true though, right? Like we still have it where I'm like, where did this just come from? Right? Like it's so crazy. But like, so when you do this though, when you go and pick your tree, for one thing, do you have a tree preference? Some people are very particular about their tree.
My mom is particular. I think she got some blue spruce. Yeah. But they're like super pointy.
Oh, see, I don't love that.
No.
Are they like really hard needles?
Yes.
Oh, I don't want that.
Yeah, no. She likes it because they're strong and they hold up all the ornaments.
Which, like, I totally get. I can understand that because, like, nobody wants like a droopy tree
No.
that's like on the ground, basically. But
I couldn't even tell you the name. What kind of tree did you get?
you know, I got to be honest with you. I actually don't know. It was so funny. We went with another friend yesterday, and she was literally feeling the needles, and she was like, "That's definitely a Douglas fir." And I was like, "Girl." I go, "What are you gonna like put in your mouth yet? Like next and like taste it and tell me for certain? Like, what is that?" But I just was like, if it's soft enough so that if I do step on it, I'm not like cursing the tree, right? Then that's fine with me, you know, like I'm good with that.
Oh my God.
But no, I mean, it has to be some type of like.
I feel like I get like a balsam fir or something like that.
Maybe I get that too.
Like, you know, medium. I don't want the super strong, super pointy.
No, I just want it denser. Like
Yeah.
I want like I want like a little. I want a little hefty tree, you know,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
something
yeah.
that I can squeeze and give a little,
Yeah,
you
a
know,
little love. Yeah. Oh my God, we used to get big trees. No, like tall trees.
Oh,
no.
Were they
no
super
more.
skinny though? Were they
No.
tall and skinny?
They were just tall and big. They were tall and wide. But then it's like coming through the doorway. Oh
yeah,
my God,
forget
it's
it.
a mess. So we go with smaller, a little short and stubby one. That's
Oh,
good.
I
Yeah,
love
so
that.
good.
Oh, I love
We actually
that.
go every year. This year's different, but we actually go to a phenomenal tree farm by us in Jersey,
Oh,
Evergreen Valley Christmas Tree Farm. I'm telling you,
They should send
every
you.
tree is perfect.
They should send you a tree for advertising them.
I will advertise them. I used to work with the owner, their family.
Oh my gosh,
They
that's
are
so
amazing.
funny.
They're amazing. The tree, I'm telling you, like perfect. Every single tree. But I'm sure we'll find a good one today at Jones. You know, it's traditions that we used to do when we were kids. Like
I know.
it's like that. I love those. I love doing those traditions.
Yes.
Makes me happy.
Yes.
You know, when you're going through challenging times, whether it's infertility or whatever it is, or health, anything, it's a little more emotional.
Yes, I agree with you. I totally agree with you.
But
I know you had to look like for like the silver lining in the holiday time, especially when you are in the thick of it. And the thick of it could be divorce. The thick of it doesn't have to just be fertility, right? Like we're commenting on these things, but I'll tell you, like it could be like relationship stressors. It could be, you know, behavioral difficulties with your child. Whatever it is, it's like where can you find the silver lining in some of these just like holiday times, right?
Yeah. Or career too. Your career stressful. Like, you know, so many people talk about how stressed they are at work. And then on the flip side, like, look for the silver lining. These downtimes, like I'm grateful for these extra days off. You know, I didn't have to work the day after Thanksgiving. Like, slowing down, just taking time to like be present. Like that's super important. And self-care too.
Oh yeah, self-care is huge, even when you're around your family.
Yeah, especially when you're around your family.
Especially when you're around your family. That's so important. I was gonna say, like, I think that like I've been loving this family time too, you know, and there's like a fine line, right? Like even being married, and obviously you all like, you know, met my husband in that last, you know, in the last 2 episodes or whatever. And I will say that like even still like with him, sometimes if he takes too much time off, it just
like,
does.
Right. Time to go back.
It's time to go back. But I'll tell you, like, I generally turned to him the other day and I was like, you know what? This has actually been really nice. And I don't know if it's because we are headed into holiday time. But like, I was like, oh, this is actually a little lovely. So I agree with you. It's been nice to have like the days off, even just being my own like business owner, right? Like I still sometimes need those days where I'm just like, I am off of everyone's radar bit, you know?
You need that downtime for sure.
You do.
Yeah.
You do.
Absolutely.
It is. It is. Now, like around the holiday time, will you go away at all? Or are you kind of like homebound?
So for Christmas break, we have like close to 2 weeks off. We'll come up again to Connecticut to visit. Yeah.
Maybe we'll do another live from our car. Oh, you'll just see us disheveled. It won't be coffee. It'll be just like mimosas in my car.
Hiding away from our kids and our husbands.
Any family, it's just gonna be us. It's just gonna be us.
It's gonna be us. But we actually have a trip. My husband planned a trip for him and I.
5 points, Johnny boy.
So we're gonna go away for a few days, like 4 or 5 days, something like that. So the grandparents, we're splitting it up between my in-laws and my parents and watching the kids.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
so
magical.
I'm gonna get away during the winter time. It's gonna be different. We've never done this.
Are you going somewhere warm though, or are you gonna
Punta
go?
Cana. Uh-huh. Yeah.
Let me just tell you, I just don't know how people do it. Like I always want to go somewhere warm for like during like the winter time. But the hard part is my husband loves winter.
Really?
He loves winter. We were literally talking about this in the car. My daughter and I were like, we're summer girls. Like we were just like,
Yes.
I don't know what we were doing. We were like, we're summer girls. We're summer and like fall, right? And my husband was like, I love winter. And he said this now for years, where we've always talked about the fact that like when we are retired one day, when I want to go somewhere warm,
Yeah.
he's going to want to be somewhere cold. And I was like, we may just have a separate marriage where we say, and not like in a negative way, like
No.
truly like,
Hey.
like you go like 3 months to where you want to go. I'll go 3 months to where I want to go. And then we'll meet in the middle. Like
There's nothing wrong with that.
Listen, if that's like, I feel like that's like,
Some people even have like separate apartments too. Yeah.
Don't tempt me with a good time.
Listen, time away from your significant other
is
important.
It's totally important. It's totally important.
It is.
But I'm very jealous. That's going to be fabulous for you.
Thank you. You know, so it's a little extra leaving the kids. So, you know, my mom guilt and worry and anxiety, you know, will be heightened a little bit.
That'll be fine.
Once I get on the beach with a little cocktail.
Oh, I love that.
I'll be feeling all right.
I love that. Now, I was going to say, speaking of cocktails, will you sneak a cocktail into your tree hunting today?
Oh my God. John would love to do that. He has been wanting to for years, like tailgate. I know so many people do like
all the time.
Chocolate, like, you know, spiked hot chocolate or whatever. Ooh. Or hot toddies or whatever.
Yes, hot toddies. Yeah.
I'm sure we will have to do that. That's actually a great idea. He probably has already thought of this because
that's brilliant.
He's always thinking of these things. But yeah, probably. Did you yesterday?
No, but we did get like cider. Like there was like spiked cider and things like that afterwards that we went to. We went to like this like cider mill, which was like super cute, very rustic. We loved it. It was a really fun time. And like it was just so nice. But it's like, you know, they give you so much hot cider. I was like, I can't drink all this hot cider.
Oh my God. No, and I'm not a big drinker either. Like
alcohol drinker?
Yeah,
no, me neither. It's actually funny. We talk about it. And it's funny, I will joke more so about it than I probably will actually drink it.
Yeah, same. Like, well, at the beginning of the school year, I mean, there was different times. I definitely needed actual wine. But
yes.
But I've cut back a lot.
You know what's so funny? I think that like when you're on a health journey, right? Yeah, like whatever your health journey is, like you do start to take into consideration, like, is that going to actually make me feel good? And I was literally having this conversation with someone yesterday with actually one of my good girlfriends. And I was saying to her, I was like, she's like, do you really drink that much anymore? And I was like, no, I don't. And she was like, yeah, I don't either. And I was like, I kind of get it, right? When you're like being more mindful of, it's so funny. It's like you're mindful of like, am I taking, especially as a woman, am I taking in enough protein, especially like for my hormone health? Like, what does that look like? I think that those are things that you're like, this just serves like no nutritional value to me. Right, and so am I going to put it into my body and not sleep well at night? And then, it's all. Is it going to make you feel good? Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Not that I think this Not that I think this caffeine is going to make me feel great, because I was saying to her, it's going to make me feel great. I actually said to like the owner, I was like, yeah, I'm a little caffeine sensitive, so probably like a small. I said, like, do the medium. I know. Yeah, Simona was like a pusher. She was like, get that in your veins. I'm like, small it is. I have a big sweatshirt that says coffee right across. Let me tell you though, can you tell everyone what you put into your coffee? Okay, yeah. So I'm very basic. I am so boring. I mean, she's not basic though. She's saying this, but then well, I don't do like the fancy drinks. I mean, they got a lot of good drinks in there. Oh, and delicious. They really do. Oh, they do. But like, I know me. I'm sensitive to sweetness, but same. I iced coffee, shot of espresso, almond milk, shot of French vanilla. She gets me a shot of espresso in the already coffee. How much caffeine can you have in one drink? Listen, I woke up early. I need to get through the rest of the day. Lord, no, I have a problem. I'm an addict. I am. I admit it. You heard it here first. Hey, I don't know what's worse. This is not that bad. No, I used to be a lot worse, but I've cut back a little. The question is, will you have more coffee today? It's almost 11. There's a good chance, yes. Or small. It'll be a small. Oh my gosh. She'd be like, double espresso, please. She's like, on the rocks. I mean, this has just been so much fun.
So
this
fun.
Is so much fun.
Doing this in person, it's so much better.
I know. We just never get this time together. And we had like an hour beforehand too, where we were just able to like connect and catch up and
hug. You know,
we always are like the squealing girls when we see each other in person. We're like, oh my gosh,
so obnoxious. I don't even care.
I don't care either. I don't care either.
What?
It's like when you have a soul sister, you have a soul sister, man.
That's it.
It's true. But we are wishing, I hope you all had like a really fabulous Thanksgiving. And can we talk about like our highs and our lows? And also, by the way, my highs got cut off last time. Is that what happened?
Yes, technical difficulties.
It's okay. I mean, listen, they weren't mind-blowing, so don't worry. You didn't miss much. I think I was also reaching back then. But I was going to say my highs for this week, I definitely think was just like, you know what, honestly, and I think this really does tie back to my fertility too. It was seeing my daughter, even though, you know, she's been in this world 4 years, it was seeing her playing with the cousins at my house on Thanksgiving and just being like, oh my gosh, like she's here. And I literally said at one point that I was like, it is still a surreal feeling for me sometimes.
Yeah.
That she is here in this world, right? So that was like my high. My low, even though I had a lot of fun getting our tree, man, it was snowing and it was cold. And not like snow, but it was like flurrying and that wind was just hitting us in the face. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to end up with like a chapped face. Luckily for moisturizer, I didn't. So that was my only probably low from this week.
Yeah. Okay. That is a very good high. The high of the week, I'd have to say, is a couple things.
Okay.
Thanksgiving morning, watching the parade with Isabella. Like, Tyler was like, all right. He saw one anime character and then he went back to video games. But he's, you know, getting older. But with Bella, it's just different. It's like she's into it. She loved the performances, having that tradition.
I love that.
And then our elves arrived already. They are here. They came on Thanksgiving Day.
Is that what they do?
They, around this time, some come December 1st. Ours usually come Thanksgiving or around this weekend, you know, starts the festivities.
We have no elf.
No elf. Hey, listen, everybody's different, you know, but once you get it, that's it.
You can't go back.
You can't go back.
I know, and that's the thing is I'm trying to hold out for so long.
That's good.
Because that feels like a lot of work.
Yeah. You know, I was telling, who was I saying? I think it was to my sister-in-law, where it's like, all right, I get excited the first week, let's say. I'm really excited. I'm into it. And then afterwards, I'm like, oh, fuck, the elves, didn't move them. This is actually day 2 I did that. Right?
They'll notice. Do they notice?
Oh, yeah. But, you know.
Kids are crazy.
Sometimes there's snowstorms. They can't get to the North Pole. You know, there's things that happen.
And they can't touch them too, right? That's the whole thing.
We have a traveling case for Isabella.
I can't. And now you guys wonder why I don't want to get into this yet. I'm like, I hear all these things and I'm just like, whoever came up with this elf on the shelf is brilliant, right? Like this is great marketing.
Oh my God. There's movies, books, everything.
I know. We've actually watched the Elf on the Shelf movie, but my daughter has never put it together, and I'm just like, thank you.
That's okay. That's all right. It is a sweet movie.
Oh, it is a sweet movie.
But just seeing her face light up, and Tyler's face actually got really excited. Oh my God, he cracked up a joke. I was dying. He's so funny. He sees the elves. He's talking about Santa, and he's like, oh, you know, do you think Santa and Jesus are friends? Do you think they hang out? And I was like,
stop it.
Yeah, probably. And he goes, yeah. They're probably at a diner sipping some coffee and having a shot of holy water.
Oh my gosh, who is this kid?
I can't.
Who is this kid? What?
I was dying. It was so funny.
Oh my gosh, I love that.
A shot of holy water. But, you know, oh my God, cracked me up. But Lowe's, I really, you know what? I think it's just the time that we have goes by so fast.
Oh yeah.
I agree with that.
Sure.
I always think the Sunday scaries are always in the back of my head, but I'm trying not to think about that. But you know,
but I feel like now for teachers though, it is that countdown, right? You guys are in the official countdown where it's Monday is December 1st, right? Mm-hmm. And you were just gonna get through it until.
I think we have 3 weeks and a couple days.
Oh, that's fabulous. So that's gonna be easier. Yeah, but then you have a bit of a
countdown. That's it.
Then you have a little bit of a time after that, right? Okay.
Yeah.
You do what you gotta do.
That's it. That's it. Hey, everybody, right?
What are you gonna do? But
thank you for listening.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here. We hope you enjoyed this live in-person recording.
We're here.
Yeah, you know the drill. Check out our show notes. Please like and share. And I hope that you can send this to a friend that might be going through some difficult times during the holidays. And you have two great resources: a therapist. If you need a book companion, head to our websites to check out both.
It's true. It's true.
And we are wishing you a peaceful holiday season up ahead.
Oh my gosh, yes. Thank you.
Thanks for being here.
Bye.
Bye.